The full trailer and cast for Kamen Rider Zeztz has officially dropped, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone, it's thomasjujube, and Kamen Rider Zeztz has gotten a ton of new information dropped in anticipation of the release in the upcoming month and his debut in the recent Gav movie, and I'm going to talk all about it today. I do want to let you know that I did actually do a reaction just recently on the press conference over on my Twitch channel. I've had one for a while, but I haven't been using it until now. I actually, because of that, I didn't know I had to turn on a setting to save the VODs, so that footage is kind of all gone. So sorry about that, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join me in the future, whatever I do over there. They just added Fortnite Power Rangers stuff, so I'll probably do some streams over there, so make sure you check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Alright, plug out of the way. The biggest thing actually coming out of this press conference, that also kind of not the biggest thing, is that we got confirmation that Zeztz is going to be simulcast. We were told we were getting American distribution of the show, but not to what extent, and we still don't know to what extent. They just said it would be simulcast, but we still don't know where, how, so that remains to be seen, but at least we know, we have a little more confirmation on what's happening with that. The Kamen Rider Global account is still tweeting out shit memes, so they're no help. So anyways, the actual trailer starts off introducing us to Zeztz, so we get a nice look at his transformation, or a little tease of his transformation, not the whole thing obviously, because we want to save that for the actual show. I think it's cool. I like that the little animation guy in the capsum is displayed on the belt. It's not part of the transformation, but it's in the trailer, immediately, he blocks a shot, like a gun shot with the belt, which I thought was really badass. It's a really, that immediately kind of sold me on making the belt a waist strap thing. I mean, not a waist strap, a crossbody belt, and I was already okay with it. I just think it's kind of funny. Immediately they were like, here's a practical usage for that. As I mentioned in my previous Zeztz video, I do like the base form suit, and I love all the little glamour shots we get of it in this trailer. I love that it is glowing in the actual show. That looks absolutely beautiful. And you know what, let me just talk a little bit about the aesthetics, at least in this trailer, because with the initial teasers, my biggest worry was that that would be part of how the show would be filmed, in that weird teaser trailer green screen-ish room. And I thought that looked bad. I thought the suit looked really bad in that, especially with the form changes teaser, I thought that looked terrible. So, as we can see, none of that is in this trailer. They are actually filming outside like a normal Kamen Rider season. We get to see all the form changes out in real environments. There's I think there's one CG action sequence, but that's normal Kamen Rider stuff. So I'm happy with that. I still don't love the look of the forms. My opinion on that still hasn't changed. I still wish they had some more colors going on, or didn't keep the green on the helmet. But at least my visual problems with this show is the aesthetics they've chosen, not the way they're filming it. On that note, I still think it still feels very random, the way all the aesthetics are tying together, even though we have more context of the show. Hopefully in the show we get some actual explanation, even just some line of dialogue, oh, this is dream power. I mean, granted, we don't know where the power system's coming from, so we'll probably get it in the show itself. We do see in the trailer something I did not notice. Well, I don't think we had information on it really last time, but we're getting in-between form changes again. So Gav has the big suit changes, and then has little power boosts or power changes in between. We're doing that again with Zeztz, where we have the four main forms, and then they have little in-between forms like wings and stretching arms and duplication. I think we see in the shrinking mode. And the suit even changes a little bit. He loses the color stripes and they go silver. I think that's a really fun part of the aesthetic. Even if I don't love the suits, I do love what they're the ideas they're kind of doing with these things. So we meet Baku Yorozu, Kamen Rider Zeztz, played by Ryutaro Imai. We technically did not meet him here. Again, he was in the Gav movie, but I think most of you watching this have not seen the Gav movie, so we're all meeting him for the first time. Baku possesses the power of lucid dreaming. He is always aware that he is dreaming and can control his dreams at will. I should quickly mention that all the stuff I'm talking about, I got links in the description, as I always do. Anyways, though he claims to be an ordinary young man in real life, in his dreams he takes on the form of the invincible agent, a figure he admires. One night, while dreaming, he faces a threat from an unknown monster known as a nightmare. That's just a real word, not really a monster. This encounter leads him to receive a transformation belt from the organization Confidential Organized Defensive Establishment, Code, which has been sending him dream-like missions. From then on, Baku begins protecting people from nightmares as Kamen Rider Zeztz. I really love Baku's personality. Like he seems... They've got this funny thing going on where he's, like... There's this dichotomy in the show right now, to me, of dream world and real world. In the real world, Baku is just a failure. You know, he's jobless, he's like a newbie, he's silly, he's goofy. But then we go into the dream world, and because it's a dream, he's able to be badass. He's a super secret spy agent, Kamen Rider. Like, I think that is a really cool way to combine, like, the usual two Kamen Rider tropes for our main riders. And I'm really interested to see what we'll do with him with that kind of duality. Personality and uniform wise, like as an agent, as I said in my previous video, I thought they were kind of doing a James Bond thing, and you can definitely kind of feel that here with him, like they got a woman in like a big flowery dress, and he's like saving her and holding her close, and that feels like James Bond. I feel like they'll cut from that to the scene we see in the trailer where he wakes up from his dream. Which is, again, kind of adds to the fun duality of this character. Also, as previously mentioned, and he says in this trailer, he's going to be Agent Code number 7, which, as some of you pointed out to me, is also probably a reference to the fact he is the 7th Reiwa season, and the belt on his chest kind of makes a 7. So that might be another reason they put the belt on the chest. The other thing, though, that I'm really excited about is that the disguises, we kind of see him in, like, different outfits, which I imagine are disguises. I think it's him ending up in different people's dreams, which is probably kind of like Decade taking on a different role in different worlds, but it also kind of reads like him in different disguises, which gives me Mission Impossible vibes, just minus a face mask. And then Code feels a lot like the Impossible Mission Force, or IMF, from that franchise, because it's a fictional spy organization with a cool, badass code name acronym, gives missions and instructions with the robot voice. Like, the parts in the trailer where it was, like, where it's Agent Zero, like, saying English words like, "Your next Kamen Rider," and it has the logo in the background, it does kind of give Geet's ending card rules, but it also kind of gave me Mission Impossible Ethan Hunt. Your mission is like Baku Yorozu. Your mission is to infiltrate this random priest dream and save the person from the monster, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, too, I think he says good luck, which is, I mean, good luck is a real phrase, but they say that in those little dialogues. So,
good luck, Ethan.
Good luck.
The next character we meet is our main girl rider, Nemu, played by Maho Horiguchi. I guess I should point out immediately, Nemu means sleep in Japanese, so there's our funny pun name. Actually, I think Baku's name is also a bit of a pun. I'm not sure exactly, but it means like dream eater. There's some kind of like dream eating pun. Let me know if you know exactly what the pun there is. Anyways, Nemu is a top-rated commercial queen and the most likable celebrity in the nation. She is someone who appears in dreams the moment you see her. Her image can be found all around town and across various screens. Due to her fame and positive reputation, she's made to play numerous roles within other people's dreams. She wholeheartedly throws herself into each of these roles and tries to support the dreamers. Naturally, Baku is one of her biggest admirers. So, this is weird. She also, we see, has a bunch of outfits. She's got matching prisoner and police outfits with Baku. I just think it's very weird that she's not, like, actually aligned with Baku. Like, she's not part of Code or, like, aligned with Code in any way. She's just there. I don't think she even knows Baku. Because, according to this description, like she's just appearing in the dreams. Like it's just like fake Nemus. Like episode to episode, she's just gonna show up. She's like a recurring guest character almost, which feels weird to me. So unless she's like also a lucid dreamer or somehow the Nemus remember from episode to episode, this does make me think like, are we gonna have a moment where Baku meets the real Nemu, which is something I am wondering about the overall show. Again, I mentioned we have Dream World, Real World, and it seems like Zeztz right now is restricted to the Dream World. He transforms in there. So will we get a, like, as we'll see later, this writer likes to shake the world up a bit as the show goes on. Are we going to get a big shake-up later on where Baku exists only in the real world, or like the nightmares start coming into the real world and Baku has to start fighting in the real world, and his like cool secret agent persona he assumes in his dreams like kind of falls because he's like, oh, I'm doing this for real now. That could be that's my biggest like prediction of where the show is gonna go. Next up, we got these two characters kind of go together. Tetsuya Fujimi, played by Kenta Mishima, is the chief inspector at the Public Security Bureau's Department of Paranormal Cases. He is the assistant inspector and handles unresolved, inexplicable incidents called black cases. He's a traditional detective with a strong sense of justice and duty, but is often seen as a member of a department no one truly understands. He is joined by Nasuka Nagumo, played by Rina Onuki, who is Roppo/Saya from Kamen Rider Zeztz. So cool to see that she got a return in another Takahashi season. She's an elite officer also with the Department of Paranormal Cases. Nagumo passed the National Civil Service exam with top marks and was assigned to public safety at a young age. However, she is skeptical of the department's focus on the occult like black cases, considering the assignment a career dead end. I like this edition of these two just police guys, because since the action's like confined to the dream world for now, but there's like consequences in the real world, I like there's this real world counterpart investigating that side effect of it without knowing what it is. Like it gives very Stranger Things vibes, where we've got like some characters that are like, oh, I know about this character with powers and things happen, and then we've got another guy over here being like, why the hell is all this happening? Like I think it's I like this edition a lot, like real people in this insane world of dreams and dream girls and whatever stuff. So I think they're like a really fun edition. I really am looking forward to seeing what they're going to do, especially just because like the detective's like an older guy, the girl is a Kamen Rider vet. Like I think that's a fun little duo of characters. I'm excited to see what their involvement will be as the show goes on. Next is Minami Yorozu, played by Miki Yagi. If the last name of the character is familiar, it's because she is Baku's younger sister and a talent manager. She lives with Baku and believes an unhealthy life, and leads a healthy life with a regular routine, which her early morning job reinforces. Unaware of Baku's activities as an agent, she constantly scolds him for sleeping in. In the trailer, she kind of says something about, like, she calls him stupid, like, for being an agent. So I don't know, like, what... I unlike the other two, like, normal people characters, I don't really know where Minami's character would go. She just kind of feels like, I'm hoping she kind of gives me Keiwa sister vibes from Zeztz, where it's younger sister that antagonizes our Rider older brother character for being jobless and a moron. Last human character is Nox, played by Yuki Furukawa. He is a mysterious figure pulling the strings behind the nightmares. His background and age are entirely unknown. He appears unpredictably in people's dreams, seemingly with the goal of turning reality into a world of nightmares. So I'm really fascinated by this guy, because the trailer portrays him as a villain. He's introduced with the nightmare monsters, which are cool looking monster designs. Just to give my opinion on those, I like the look of them. They have a waist belt and our main Kamen Rider doesn't. That's really funny. Anyways, so Nox is a bad guy in this trailer, right? Like if you watch this thing, you're like, oh, there's our main villain of the show, for now at least. But we can see he's got like this white and orange sword, And we've gotten descriptions that we are going to be getting an upcoming rival character that is white and orange, and they'll become the secondary rider. So, from the trailer, I mean, this is the secondary rider that we're looking at, right? Like, Nox is a secondary rider. He starts off as, like, a antagonist pseudo-ranger, but turns into a secondary rider. So I'm really interested in that, first of all, because I love the storyline of a pseudo-rider turning into a secondary rider. I just think that's a lot of fun. Not just secondary rider, just a rider in general. I love that kind of storyline. Like, I wonder if we're going to get a Valvarod thing again. The sword is what he uses to assume the pseudo-rider form. Then it just becomes a sword as he gets a belt. But he's shown off as a villain. Like, it's not like we have a villain faction, and then there's this guy that's just an asshole. Like, he's just the bad guy. So, when he becomes a rider, like, will he switch to the good side? Are we just going to get a bad guy secondary rider? Are we going to get a bigger, more sinister character leading the nightmares? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what we're doing with this guy. So that's a really interesting element, I think. But my favorite part of the characters, or my favorite character right now, is Zero, voiced by Jay Kabira. He is the leader of Code. That's basically all we know. But if you guys have watched my channel for a bit, you know that I love robots, and I especially love transforming robots. So having a character in the Kamen Rider season that is just a transforming robot automatically makes him my favorite character, and he's the rider machine on top of that. We'll probably get the same amount of common riding action in this season, which is to say all the footage we see in the trailer is going to be the only time he rides the bike the entire show. But at least the bike is a character that leads his organization, so we'll see a lot of the bike, at least, just in this robotic form, which I'm perfectly fine with. I love the design, especially like the headlight eye design is so cool, so much fun. I absolutely love it. And he kind of acts a little goofy. I mean, they kind of make these suited characters a little bit goofy, but I feel like he's like especially goofy because he's like, there's like the shot where he turns the clock. Like, why did he do that? So for some behind the scenes credits, let me go with the let me leave the big one for last. So the theme song is called Visions, which is by Noctvein. I don't know how to say that, but that's the name of that that group. They played a bit of it in the press conference, and I thought it sounded nice. The main music, is being made by Go Sakabe and Hiroshi Takaki. Sakabe is famous for, or recently did Gav and 01, so he's a very good, he makes very good music. I'm looking forward to it. And Takaki worked on gotchard, and gotchard also has good music, so I think we got a good soundtrack ahead of us. Producers usually aren't, I don't know how much the producers impact is. I guess it's kind of the producer and the writer, I think, in tandem. So the producers there's a lot of producers. The only two that I could find info on are Toshinari Yanaka and Yosuke Minato. Yanaka was a producer on X8 and Outsiders, and Minato was a producer on 01 and the head of gotchard. So I included those specific credits for those writers because our main writer is, as I mentioned last time in the rumors, it is Yuya Takahashi, and we also got the director, which is Kazuya Kamihoruchi. So director, just, I guess I'll get that out of the way. He directed the card arc in Gotchard, and most recently the Valengram scaffolding fight, which is a really cool fight, and that means I guess we'll get some good action in the first two episodes, and hopefully the rest of Zeztz. So Takahashi, I don't want to talk too much about this because I did everything I said in my last video. I still hold by, still stand by. So just go watch that segment if you want to hear my opinions on Takahashi. In case you didn't watch the video, just, to give you a brief recap, this is the guy who wrote X8, 01, Gotchard, and Outsiders. My opinion is I would have preferred a different writer purely because I don't really like the idea of the guy writing 4 seasons in the last 10 years, but I can't deny that 2 of his seasons are 2 of my favorite Kamen Rider seasons. I do like his shows I will probably like Zeztz as a show. It seems like they're like, we're making a big international show. He's got the belt on his waist. We're pulling back to one rider for like the entire first half of the show. They need a hit, so they pulled in the guy whose last 3 seasons have all been a hit, and the most recent one is still making them money. So, of course, you're allowed whatever opinion you'd like on this guy or this guy's shows. I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just wanted to kind of give a bit of dialogue about that. So, make sure you let me know what you thought of the Zeztz trailer, the press conference, the characters, anything you want. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for my review on episode 1 when that drops, and all my future short reviews on all the future episodes. And I hope to see you next time.